Hello. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru. And you know, I love helping women align with their life purpose using ancient wisdom so that they confidently and courageously live the amazing lives they know they deserve. It's all about the goddess centered lifestyle, if you ask me. And what is that? Well, that's about understanding ancient wisdom and being able to apply it in a way where you actually get results. It's about understanding your own personal cycles so that you work with them instead of them working against you. So, yes, sisters, how are you out there? If there are any brothers out there, how are you? I wanted to come on and offer you some wisdom for the beginning of your week. One of the things that I have learned since I have started on this path is the importance of me taking that time, carving out that time to fuel my spirit, to check in with my mental health, my mental state, and see how am I doing there. To analyze my emotions and to see, do I have some emotions that perhaps are unresolved? Or maybe I'm not even able to fully identify them, but I do know at this point, I may not be feeling right and I need to do something to bring myself into emotional well being. One of the things that I've learned, sisters out there, is that the more we fuel ourselves up and do it naturally, greetings, Karen, and do it naturally, then the more we will be able to, whatever life throws our way, it won't take us off the beaten path. It won't throw us off too much, and that's a lot of times what I find. I find that a lot of us don't quite understand what's the wisdom, what's going on. We don't even wrap our minds around it. And then the next thing we know, we're feeling lost, we're feeling confused, we're feeling frustrated. We perhaps are in a situation that we don't like. And, at the end of the day, it all boils down to if I'm in a hole, I'm going to have to dig myself up out of that hole. So, this is one of the reasons why I love coming on and sharing wisdom, because then you get to take this wisdom. You understand how it applies to your life, but you get to take the wisdom and you get to, the way I like to look at it is, you get to wrap your mind around it. You get to wrap your emotions around it, wrap your spirit around it. You just get to wrap around the wisdom and merge with it, and you become one. Like, think of when something gets absorbed into a thing. So this is how it works with the wisdom. The wisdom gets absorbed into our consciousness so that it will automatically kick in at the right moment. And it's not like we even have to fully think about it. This is why it's called a spiritual practice. So yes, so happy that you are here. Anyone who is here watching, I would love to hear from you. I know in the United States, at the recording of this video, a lot of people might be outside hanging out. Okay. But still, I did want to get on and make sure that I share this wisdom. If you watching the replay, #replay. I think I'm going to start with, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. I accept changes and can adjust to any situation. I am adaptable. Now, first and foremost, I put the cards face down and let my intuition tell me which cards to pick up. I asked for whoever's going to watch this video. And so I think it's so fascinating that I pulled I am adaptable. Now, let me tell you why. It is because we are in what is called the time between the eclipses. So just remember, eclipses always come in at least twos. Sometimes we might have three eclipses during a particular eclipse season. So for instance, right now we are in this, what I call the spring 2021 eclipse season. And so one eclipse will happen either at a new moon or a full moon, and then the other one will happen. So it just so happened that this eclipse, the eclipse happened at a full moon. And so then the new moon is going to be the next one that we have on June 10th. So I am adaptable. Why is this so important for eclipses? Because eclipses create change. Eclipses are like, hey, chica, you've got to change what you're doing right now. Now, the part of the eclipse that we just had is the part that's about release and let go. It's not exactly the most comfortable part of the eclipse unless you are ready to let something go. Oh, it'll feel like a relief if you are ready to let it go. Oh, it's raining where you are, Karen. It's real nice here, but I know it's not nice weather everywhere. But yeah, if you were like, you know what, I was so ready for this relationship to be over. These eclipses came and took this thing away from me. Or I was so ready to be done with this job or with this friendship or with this habit, whatever it is, because eclipses come through. And this part of the eclipse, that's the releasing part, comes through to lighten your load so that you can go in a new direction in your life. So that, we're not like the Erykah Badu bag lady walking around carrying all these bags of old stuff that it just doesn't serve us anymore, doesn't bring any benefit to our lives. As a matter of fact, it's slowing us down from getting to where we're trying to go. That's what this part of the eclipse is about. And so I am adaptable is so important, because when you are called to release and let go of whatever that thing is, you have to call on this energy of being adaptable, this energy of being flexible, being willing to change. Because, when we grab on and hold to a thing, guess what happens? Nothing new can come in, right? Nothing new can come in. You have to release and let go of that grip. And then maybe you scoop up something new, right? So being adaptable is being willing to relax and release just a little bit. And whatever we are called to let go of, I assure you that you will be relieved, even if it initially hurts or it feels shocking. Because for some people, it's shock mode. It's not this little, oh, well, something happened and I had to let it go. No, it's more of like you just wake up one day and like, what just freaking happened? Like, I did not see this coming. And so we want to make sure that we're adaptable for these situations, to let go of that which is no longer serving. And I offer to you, sisters, that the eclipses are in effect because we put our charts in effect. So we have put this cycle of change that we're in right now. We called it into our lives at this exact moment, because at this exact moment is when we needed to let go of fill the blank. Now, when we get to June, it will be, we called in these eclipses at this express time because it's time for me to do what new thing? It's time for me to move in what new direction? Okay. And so, like I said, goddess-centered lifestyle. Goddess-centered lifestyle. Part of this goddess-centered lifestyle is knowing your cycles. Another part of this goddess-centered lifestyle is we have to take ownership of our lives. We have to say, you know what? I may not believe that everything that I have experienced, I called into me. But what I do know is I get to choose how I'm moving forward in my life, moment by moment by moment. At the end of the day, I am in charge of my life, because we do not want to be putting our lives in other people's hands. Okay. And so if we could buy into, okay, I knew I was coming on this trip called life, human form. This is a trip. I have an itinerary. And on my itinerary is May 26, 2021 eclipse. And I'm putting it at that express time in my chart. Even if you don't know your chart, I am telling you what you need to know. You already know what you need to let go of, right? So we can own. I put this eclipse in effect at this juncture in my life because I need to let go of fill in the blank. Okay. And this is owning it. This is not feeling like, well, the eclipses are just happening to me. Stuff is just happening to me. We are going to feel uncomfortable. I can't remember what video it was because I've been making so many here lately, but I have said this all year long. 2020 is not necessarily the easiest year. And so, it has its own challenges. We may not all the time feel comfortable, and it's okay. It's okay. Because one of the habits that I'm learning to adopt is to train myself. What is my response to when I don't feel comfortable? Okay, I don't feel comfortable. Well, I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm moving into something new. And I'm excited about that. We can reframe it. Y'all know I love the goddess Oshun. The goddess Oshun, who is the maiden form of the goddess. She is all about being flexible and adaptable. And I consider her to be one of the most positive, optimistic goddesses you could ever work with. And therefore, I call her the queen of the reframe because Oshun is so good at shapeshifting. Okay. So we need to shapeshift some of the ways we are looking at life. Okay. And so I am uncomfortable. Okay. Well, is that really a bad thing? Or is it just is? Okay. I'm not feeling comfortable. Maybe I need to have a conversation. Well, maybe I'm not feeling comfortable because I am doing something that is required on the way to where I want to go. And I'm not used to doing this thing. Okay. And so it's no problem. It's just, this is new. Okay. So, or if it's literally you have lost something. I've seen so many people losing family. Oh my God. It just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see just people just so sad. And then how do we reframe that? Now, I'm not going to be putting words in people's mouths. I will say I've been down this path where it's like, Oya, the goddess of change and transformation, just came through with a tornado and boom, my mother was gone. I'm like, whoa. And at that time, I remember maybe it was within a couple of months, not right away. I said, wow, I need to work on my relationship with the great divine because my mother was the one who I was going to for everything. And then I didn't have her. That was my way of reframing it. It was like, well, I guess it's time for me to grow up and stand on my own 2 feet because I don't have any choice. Took a little while, but I eventually made it. Hi, Eileen. Yes, I'm feeling so Oshun today. Hello, Felicia. How are you? So as we work with these eclipses, I am adaptable. I would love to hear from you. How do you know when you're being adaptable? What do you have in place that allows adaptability and flexibility? So the different tools that I can offer you that I do to help me at least hold it together until I can see the next step to take is I will begin to Ho'oponopono. If you've not heard of that, this is based on an ancient Hawaiian practice. The way we do it is like modern upgrade styles, not done in the most ancient way, but it does work because it's used as a tool to clean up the situation. And so the way that you say this prayer, and imagine the prayer is this eraser. And it goes like this: I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And you're talking to the universe. You're talking to the universe. And it just clears up. At the very least, it invokes a moment for you to get yourself centered, saying some words that are a little pleasant. But you're not saying this to someone else. It is literally an eraser. If you wanted to, you could just say, I love you. Thank you. You don't even have to say the whole prayer because I know sometimes people can't say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. But it's not you talking to somebody else. It's you talking to spirit. Something else that you can do is you can take your hands and just put them over your heart. If you want to join me, take your hands, put them over your heart and see how good your energy feels to you, healing you. Yes. Inhale and exhale. The breath, and just taking our own hands and putting them over our heart center. This will help us to be able to see, okay, what am I supposed to do so that we remain adaptable? Again, going back to the reframe. How can I reframe what's happening if it needs to be reframed? Like sometimes it's like, you know what, people are acting foul, but we can decide what we're going to do in the light of that. If people are acting foul, I'm going home. People are acting foul, I'm going to go talk to somebody who perhaps can help shift the energy, and we have things be a little bit more peaceful up in this piece, you know? But oftentimes, the majority of us, we're not caught up in like complete upheaval. A lot of times I always say psychic warfare. It's like people play so much psychic warfare these days. I don't even know how they say it. But sometimes when I feel it's happening to me, I'm like, I ain't playing them games. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I ain't sending you nothing but love, you know? But how can we work against this energy where we just feel like something is attacking me? Well, one of the things I want to recommend, and you can even try this, is imagine a golden white column of light is coming down over your body and is cutting all energetic cords that people have set up to you. And you can just keep that light washing over you until you know all cords are cut. And then imagine yourself enveloped in a golden white bubble of light that's infused with pink, blue, or whatever color works for you. And that helps you to bring you, into a centered state. That's the most important thing that we can do when we're being adaptable, because being adaptable means that we are giving ourselves that moment to make a choice as to what direction we're going to go in, versus feeling more like reactive, maybe going to default ways of operating and being. And it's no judgment. It's no judgment if that happens. It's a part of the process. Part of the goddess, this is interesting. Part of the goddess-centered lifestyle is repeating, rinsing, washing, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Just keep doing it over and over again. Think about when we get into taking supplements. So versus taking pharmaceuticals. A pharmaceutical, you take it and you're expecting some type of instant result almost. You get results super quickly, oftentimes, because that's what they're designed to do. But then when we're dealing with these herbs over here, it's like you might have to take it for like 30 days, and then you have to buy another bottle, and you have to take it for another 30 days. Right around day 61, 62, at 75, 86, all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's just straight up healed up. It takes a little while, but it gets to the root, right? And so it's like you have to do this thing over and over and over, okay? So it's so important for us to just realize sometimes I may default into a more reactive or a limiting way of operating. That's just information to help you to realize, okay, last time I was good. Like I did not fall for that. But this time I fell for it. What was it? It could have just been you were sleepy. Like, okay, when I'm sleepy, I know I need to do fill in the blank. Okay. I'm learning to be more flexible now. I'm a very comfort zone person. Oshun has been helping me be more easygoing, go with the flow. And honestly, that is such a good point, because I think a lot of people are like that, Eileen. It is important for us to just continue to program our brain to understand, why is Oshun so abundant? Why is she so rich? Why is the planet Venus? Why does this energy have so much money, right? Even though Venus in Taurus is more of like what Eileen described, very comfortable. But when we're thinking about Oshun and her flexibility and thinking about the river, okay, what we have to remember is the more we are flexible and adaptable, that this is actually how abundance comes to us. Because if we're too hyper focused on it has to come like this, or I'm not even willing to go get this abundance because, where I am is comfortable. I know it. I feel safe. These are things that we may say to ourselves, but they don't all the time allow for more possibility to come in. Like we won't even look outside our comfort zone a lot of times because we're like, well, I don't want to go for it. So I don't even want to see it. So like we don't even let ourselves see beyond that. But if we begin to study what makes Oshun Oshun and how can I allow, because it's not about, oh, Oshun, come and fill me up. No, it doesn't work that way. Oshun is already in all of us. It's about allowing her energy of flexibility to come through to allow for what it is that you want. I will say, though, Eileen and others who are like Eileen who like to stay in the comfort zone, just know that that might be part of your personality and you can use that. You just want to consciously use it. So, for instance, comfort zone for me, the word I would probably use is I'm very consistent. And so if I'm very consistent, I need to get out of my comfort zone in order for me to grow and evolve. I have to try new things. I have to become someone new. But where does commitment come in? People have the ability to stick and stay. Folks who have endurance, which another way we can look at this is called comfort zone. But these are the people who, like, when you need someone to come through for you, you do not have to worry about this person. Is this person going to be here for me or not? You know, when you're in the thick of it, people who have a knack for comfort zone, like they are really good at sticking and staying. These same people, we could instead say, oh, they're very consistent, committed, and have a lot of endurance when it comes to the work that nobody else wants to do to get to where we said we wanted to go. That person will get it done. And so we can just begin to say, well, let me just channel how I use this comfort zone tendency. Because if you have a lot of earthy energy, especially if it's Taurus, you just might be a little bit of a comfort zone type of gal. If you have a lot of fixed energy, Leo and Scorpio, Aquarius and Taurus, you might be a comfort zone kind of gal, okay, or guy. Speaking of that, I am committed. I understand the value of hard work and pursue my goals relentlessly. I am committed. I do think we need to look at this as this week we can be committed to our spiritual practices. That's what I would advise for this week. Be committed to the spiritual practices, because when you are committed to the spiritual practices, they actually help you be more adaptable. So that's something to think about. Be committed to whatever the change is that you're being called to make. You know, it's like, I just feel like 2021 feels like there's a thumb pressing down on us. Like, you're going to change. I'm just going to keep pressing until you just get so uncomfortable that you just going ahead and make that change. It might just be me. I don't know, because I have a lot of energy that's being affected this year in my chart. But it just feels like there's no getting out of whatever it is 2021 is calling for you. There's no getting out of this. You're going to get it done. And the universe is like, I'm here for this. I am here for this. And so if we go on ahead, just like I said, live by choice, I am committed. I'm committed to working consciously with this eclipse energy. I am committed to doing some rituals on my own that are about releasing and letting go so I can make more room for what I said I wanted. It could be, you said at the top of 2021, let's just imagine we set some goals, we set some intentions in January, or let's say we set them at the spring equinox. You said you wanted that goal. Something keeps being removed. You keep getting the nudge to let this thing go. It could be tried and true in your life, but you just keep feeling like, I just feel uncomfortable. I feel like I'm not supposed to do this thing right here. Maybe that is the universe asking you, let it go, dear sister. Let it go, dear brother. Because you cannot manifest in 2021 that which you say you want if you don't let this one thing right here go, or these two things, or three, whatever it is. Could be a habit. Could be some limiting belief that you've had about your life, about yourself, your entire life. You have thought, I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I've got to be this way in order for me. One of the things that I do that's terrible, and I'm working on myself, is to always tell myself, look, you've got to achieve, but then never celebrating the achievements. Always feeling like you just missed the mark, knowing that the mark was here. And as I approached it, I moved it up. How many of us do that to ourselves? We never celebrate the wins. And therefore, we always feel like a failure. Or we feel like if I just crack the whip on myself hard enough, if I just dog myself out enough, then I will get her done. Maybe it's time for you to stop doing that. Maybe it's time for you to say, you know what? I'm going to do what I feel led to do. And that's all I'm going to do. Like, I'm having no judgment about it. It's no judgment on myself other than, you just choose to walk in your glory, your wonder, your beauty, your lusciousness, your sensuality, your humor, your joking, your way of having fun, your style of dress and wearing your hair. How about let's normalize everybody being who they are, wildly in love with themselves, and releasing these limiting thoughts and beliefs and ways of dealing with ourselves in such a mean way. And yeah, let's release all of that and begin to embrace, okay, I'm good. Yeah. I'll just keep plugging along, because at the end of the day, I want to share something with y'all that people don't really let you know. Okay. They don't really let you know that, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just our choice, how we have chosen to show up in this life when we die. I do subscribe to the truth as I see it, that there is karma we can leave. Okay. There's karma we can leave unfinished. Like, it's like maybe we didn't say sorry when we were supposed to say sorry. We're going to have to come back and get this karma cleaned up. There's some karma I might have to answer for. Okay. I'm doing everything I can to answer for my karma right now. But for the most part, we are divine perfection in a body. Like, I know everybody wants you. What's your name? Give me your name. Fill in the blank. I know everybody wants you to think that's who you are. And when you die, you're going to still have that persona. No, you don't. You are divinity in a body. That's it. You are consciousness, divine consciousness that has been inserted into a physical form to come here and have a a physical existence. And so when we come up out this bodysuit of ours, we go back into the great ocean of consciousness. Okay, I'm sorry that nobody told you that. So it's like, why come here on this trip and it just sucks. Like, when we go on vacation, when we go on a trip, we want to have fun. Some of us might be traveling for business. We want to conduct business in the best way possible. If we go to a convention, we want to go to that convention and learn and connect with other people who are like-minded. So why are we going to come here and just suffer on our journey? We had the day we were born and the day we're going to die. And here we are, it's like, man, I always say some people are going to win an Oscar. They're going to win a Spiritual Academy Award. They're acting this thing out. And that's most of us. I will say, I deserve several Academy Awards for Best Actress of a woman who is, fill in the blank. Because we all fall into the forgetfulness. So this is a week where we can begin to commit to whatever it is that we need to commit to. And I say commit to your spiritual practices, commit to releasing and letting go anything that's limiting you, preventing you from moving on the direction of your goals, your destiny. All right, Demita, I'm glad. Welcome, sister. I've had to let go of being a controlling person. And I love that you're saying that, Eileen, because there are so many people who are controlling. And I see it as it's based on fear. And, the more we cultivate our spiritual practices and the more we cultivate our connection to the infinite wisdom and potential that we live in, and we begin to walk in trust. It's like everything is working in my favor. And it's like literally, I trust that. I don't care what I see, everything's working in my favor. You just walk in that. And once you begin to feel that way, it's like, I really don't want to be in control of everything. And the other piece is to understand the manifestation process. You know, we think of, we see it in our minds. We think about it. We feel, this is the direction I feel my life is being pulled in. My destiny is taking me in this direction or that direction. And I feel excited about it. Even if I'm nerve sighted, I feel like, yes, this is what I want to do. But the how part of it, and maybe it's the why. That's another thing. The what and the why. I want this, let's say vacation, because I will be renewed, rejuvenated. It will just help me to feel so much better. And I would love to go on vacation. And y'all tell me where you would love to go on vacation. I would love to hear from you. For me right now, I'm obsessed with the Dominican Republic. That's all I want to do. I just want to go back to the Dominican Republic, Samaná, El Valle, to be exact. And it's like, well, I loved it when I was there. See, this is the why. I loved it when I was there. I felt so alive. I was so happy. And I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed being at the ocean, and the time away. It just made me feel so good. So I'm giving the what and the why. Okay. That is what is in our control. And then the how. That is what we wait for the universe to bring to us. You know, especially if it's something that we're serious about. Like right now, I seriously don't want to go to the Dominican Republic. I'm just not ready to travel yet. Okay. But if I was serious, you know, the universe can tell I'm dreaming about it. It's primed. You know, it's like, oh, she keeps talking about this El Valle in Samaná, Dominican Republic. Now, once I get serious, now it's my turn to allow the universe to show me the steps. Now, y'all look, the other part is the how is the domain of the universe, but this thing is not going to happen if we don't take some steps. Okay. So maybe one of the steps I have to take is, you know, start talking to some of my friends who are travel agents. Whatever. I don't know. Anywho. Yes, that's beautiful. Hello, EM, Alafia. Being kinder to yourself. That's beautiful. Yes, it's so important for us. If we think about how, if there's a child in our life, will we ever talk to this child in a mean way? I know some people do, but in general, most people are like, there is no way I am going to talk to a child so rudely and crudely and be so mean to this child, because that would break that child down. That would not edify that child. That might give that child some psychological problems. Why do we think we're any different? Why do we think we're any different? And so the other part is test it. I always say, be like the goddess Ma'at. The goddess Ma'at is very smart. And she says, follow the science of living. And so that means test it. Don't take my word for it. Test, how do you feel when you're beating yourself up? And test, how do you feel when you're like, you know what, I'm kind of cute. I love the way I look. I was so kind to this person the other day. Oh, I just really love this art that I created. It was just like the best art ever. The difference is astounding. It makes all the difference to be your own best cheerleader. That's part of the goddess-centered lifestyle. We have to be our own best cheerleaders, okay? Okay, Greek owls. I've been seeing Greece quite a bit, so we are aligned, Felicia. Greek Isles. All righty. Cancun. I want to go to Cancun too. I want to go everywhere. But everyone who's in Mexico, it's like they love it down there. So I'm like, I want to go check out Mexico too. So yeah, we could be sitting around thinking about, hey, we're going to make a girls trip. First, we're going to go to the Greek Isles. Then we're going to fly back. We're going to go to the Dominican Republic, bring it up to Cancun. and then we'll come on back to our respective places here. If I think all of us in the States. Oh, but then we're gonna have to make another trip as soon as we get back, change our clothes, get some new bags packed. Because Karen said she want to go to Ghana, so we're gonna have to go to Ghana. Might be off topic, but I have to ask, what's your insight and perspective on the goddess Pele? Okay, so Pele, I relate to Oya. I love the goddess Pele. Eileen says she's ready. So yeah, I've been telling folks I'm ready to make some trips. So the goddess Pele, honestly, I don't remember all of the story that goes with Pele, but I relate her to the form of the goddess that creates change and transformation. She is definitely a goddess that I call on. You know, Oya is the air, and of course, Pele is the fire. And it seemed like, I can't remember, but whatever changes that she brought, it was to help the people of Hawaii. But yeah, I love the fierce forms of the goddess. I know sometimes people just get so nervous about dealing with these fierce forms of the goddess. But guess what? We are not going to change. We are not going to transform if we do not work with these energies. And so, yes. So, okay, everyone's down for a trip. So, yes, y'all. This week, I'm Adaptable is probably the one to be at the top of your mind. I am adaptable. Let me read it one more time for those who tuned in later in the live stream. I accept changes and can adjust to any situation. Let me know. You're welcome. Let me know, how do you be more adaptable? What specifically do you do to bring more adaptability into your life? And it's okay if you don't know, because now you know, oh, I need to become more adaptable. You know, maybe you take a deep breath and say, well, let me ask a clarifying question before I make an assumption about something that someone has said. Or when you're called to change on the fly, if it's something that's not a super big deal, like someone is like, oh, I know I said I was going to go to this store. We were getting ready to go to this store, but I need to stop here real quick. You can use that. That's not a biggie. That's not a biggie. You can use that as an opportunity to say, I'll just be adaptable. You know, maybe Spirit wanted us to stop at this store for some reason. And so, you know, I just want to see what opportunity lies in this change of venue. At the very least, maybe the person who I'm with got something that they're really happy about, and they're very happy, and I'm happy that they're happy. It could be something really small. Shapeshifter, just being more open to sudden changes. There we go. Yes. And then I am committed. This is the one to take with you into the entire year. I just feel just so deep in my soul that the ones of us who say, man, I am not comfortable with change, but I am committed to it in 2021, will land in a spot where they feel more comfortable. Because the change is going to happen. The time is prime. The pressure is on. It doesn't feel super comfortable. But once we begin, as we just stay committed to it, if we stay committed to the spiritual practice, if we stay committed to the business, if we stay committed to the health and wellness routines, if we stay committed to staying in therapy, either for personally or for maybe couples therapy or the family, I'm committed to our family healing. I'm committed to bringing more health into my relationships. I am committed to turning this business around. Or moving it forward. I am committed to having a team where we are productive and we are happy and we feel safe and we feel like we're evolving. See, look at how many things that it could be anything. I mean, tell me what you feel like you need to be committed to, and let's talk about it. Well, ancestral divination challenges me on the reg to adapt to the higher plan and surrender micromanaging my life. Yes, that is beautiful. And I love how, I think this is, tell me if you can relate to this, EM. I love how we'll just know. We'll go to the oracle like, am I supposed to do this? And you're like, Y'all, look, I already know they're going to say, yeah. You divine. And it's like, no, you're like, what? No matter how many times, clarifying questions you ask, you throw those cowrie shells and they're like, no, boo, no, boo. And it might be you are supposed to do it. They're just not going to let you do it today, or they're throwing you off because, you're micromanaging everything or whatever. It's like something isn't decent and in order. And they're like, you know what? We could just let this go. But then if we let this go, this habit, this way of thinking, this thought style is not going to work for her or him on down the path. So it's a no today. It's a no today, boo. No. Yes, that's it. So maybe we need to be committed to being adaptable. I think a lot of us are needing to be committed to being adaptable. And it's important for you to begin to look at where are you lacking adaptability, maybe where you being reactive, where you just on default going to a particular way of thinking and believing and acting. And that is a clue for where perhaps you need to be a little bit more adaptable. I'm on my toes. Oh my gosh. Where do I need to be more adaptable? Yeah. So thank you all so much. I hope that this is some wisdom that you can use for this week to navigate these eclipses. We're in the time between the eclipses, like I said, and when we're at the time between the eclipses is honestly a time for integration. It is such a beautiful time to, how do I say this? To really take advantage of the energy. Because eclipses, they only come a couple of times a year. Typically, we're going to get about 4 eclipses. And so the time is prime for us to work with this energy while it's high. The other thing to remember is it's kickstarting. It's kickstarting you on the upward phase. About 3 months out, we're at the top, and then we come back down and land, and then we go into a new eclipse season. And it just washes, rinse, repeats. And so, we have this building energy for let it go. What is it that you need to let go of? It's not comfortable. Oh my gosh, it's not comfortable. But we're committed. We're committed to the change. We're excited about the newness that is coming and the lightness that we will feel from releasing and letting go. Hey, Keisha. How are you, Keisha Gay Anderson? Welcome. So yes, that's what I have for you all today. I am adaptable. I am committed. Let's work with this eclipse energy, release, let it go, and preparing ourselves for the next eclipse that will be here on June the 10th. Okay. Which, typically the new moon is just such great energy for setting intentions. This moon that's coming up, you're welcome, CV. This new moon that's coming up in Gemini. It's an eclipse. We absolutely can begin to take ourselves in a whole new direction. All righty. Thank you. You're welcome. Very good, Eileen. You are committed to being adaptable. If you have a chance this week, come back to this video and share how have you seen yourself realizing, oh, I need to be adaptable, whether you were able to, pull it off flawlessly or not. Where have you needed to be more adaptable? So I would love to hear that from you all. So thank you all so much. If you don't mind, just smash the like button. There's ways that you have to talk actually on social media, y'all. So one of the things they say don't say is, LC share. They say don't say that. But anywho, yes, if y'all would give us just a little love, little thumbs up. as well as share this video with someone who needs wisdom for their week. Oh, there you are. Very good. I have wondered how you were doing, Maya. Glad all is well. Glad you have a new job. And I know it'll be better. We're going to speak that into your life, Maya. So yes, thank you so much. I do have an Eclipse Masterclass. If you're in my inner circle, you already have access to the Eclipse Masterclass, where I go into more detail, have even made videos that specifically talk about these eclipses. But if you're not, and you aren't a part, you're not ready to join the inner circle, you can buy the class as a standalone class. So just go to goddessbodymindspirit.com and you'll see a place where you can click to find my classes, to get more information on the class, or actually to go on ahead and get a copy of it for yourself. This class is not good for just right now. This class is good until the end of the year, which I will update the eclipses that are in fall. Yeah, in the fall, winter season. So goddessbodymindspirit.com if you need a reading or you want to join the inner circle, where I share like this on a regular basis. I go way more in depth, have printables, all kinds of stuff, so that you can, keep up with what's going on and be able to refer to it multiple times. Ask me questions, all that kind of good stuff. Y'all ask me questions here too. I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and I will see y'all again soon. Yeah, I'll be here. I have a special video actually that I'm going to make, and I'm putting it on my email list. So you can join my email list at goddessbodymindspirit.com also. But there's a video that I'm going to make and release it there first. So yeah, y'all avail yourselves to it. Love you all. Take care and have a wonderful end of May, beginning of June. Love y'all. Peace.